What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz the adult. All right, man, look. Oh, my God. Let me get some coffee. All right, man, look. Good news. Good news. I mean, look, April is starting off action-packed, okay? Good news. Shawn Porter versus Errol Spence. That looks like it's a definite, okay? And they're already throwing out dates, okay? And they're looking at September. So Errol Spence was looking to fight 3 times this year, all right? So he wanted a fight before September. But with Keith Thurman and Manny Pacquiao fight looking to be around July, PBC didn't want the fights too close, right? Because you have to think about the fans. You shell out, $70 here, and then you have to, push your mortgage or rent back to sell out another $70 there. So they always want to make sure that they have a gap between the fights. So that's why it looks like Shawn Porter versus Errol Spence is going to be September. I know I ran over the Manny Pacquiao versus Keith Thurman thing. I have a video on that. But that fight is looking like it's going to be July 13th or July 20th. So we have Manny Pacquiao versus Keith Thurman, and we have Errol Spence versus Shawn Porter, okay? And that looks like it's September. So this is how I feel about that. First, like I said, Shawn Porter, to me, one hell of a champion, okay? For everybody who was saying that Shawn Porter was a ducker, I don't know how, all right? Shawn Porter has taken them all on, and now Errol Spence is his next opponent. With that said, how do I see this fight going? I think it's going to be a close fight. Now, hold on. I know a lot of you people think that Errol Spence will run over Shawn Porter. And like I said, I respect you guys in my community. You definitely know your boxing. But I don't think so, okay? And like I said, when it comes to the top guys, I think all these guys are very close. That's why Danny Garcia versus Keith Thurman was a close fight. Shawn Porter versus Keith Thurman was a close fight. Danny Garcia versus Shawn Porter was a close fight. Kell Brook versus Shawn Porter was a close fight. And don't forget, Kell Brook may have been ahead of that fight against Errol Spence before the knockout, okay? That fight was extremely close before the knockout. So, like I said, all these guys are too close. Nobody run over anyone with these fighters. And I know a lot of you guys are a little down on Shawn Porter after his performance with Ugas, but that's because I think we're a little too ignorant on Ugas. Ugas is as good as the rest of these guys, okay? Because he's not as popular doesn't mean he's not as good, all right? Ugas is a great fighter. So, and he's a big welterweight. So Ugas giving Shawn Porter trouble makes sense to me. But Shawn Porter pulling that fight out and taking Ugas, that makes sense to me too. I mean, Shawn Porter is just one of those guys, okay? So no one is getting ran over outside of Adrian Broner. All right, so I think this fight is going to be a close one. I see Shawn Porter, and this is why I think it's going to be a close fight. Shawn Porter is very fast and explosive, okay? So when Errol Spence is shooting out his jab, Shawn Porter, he has the speed and explosiveness to counter it. Now, when you think of Errol Spence going to the body, who can play football better than Shawn Porter? So when Errol Spence goes to the body and the inside, Shawn Porter is going to make it really uncomfortable on the inside too. Now, just think about the matchup. All right. Also, I know Shawn Porter, his biggest caveat to me, the biggest issue with Shawn Porter is I don't think he has a rock-solid chin. Like I said, I think he was dropped against Ugas. I saw him dropped against Adrian Broner. I saw him wobbled a few times against Keith Thurman, and I saw him wobbled against Kell Brook. So I don't think he has the most solid chin in the world, but Errol Spence didn't get Mikey Garcia out there either. Okay, now, I know what you guys saying. A lot of people feel that Errol Spence purposely didn't knock him out, didn't go for the KO. I feel that he tried and said it's not a good go to put myself out there, to risk myself getting hurt too much. I think it was a smart move. But Errol Spence was hitting Mikey Garcia with a lot of solid shots. It's not like he was hitting him with love taps. He was hitting him. Y'all may have to watch that fight again. And what I'm saying is you don't run over great fighters. You don't just knock out great fighters. And I know it has happened, right? I know George Foreman KO'd Joe Frazier. I know it has happened. Tommy Hearns, how he KO'd Roberto Duran. It's happened, I'm saying, for the most part. Now, it can never happen For the most part, you just don't run over great fighters. So Errol Spence, he didn't knock out Mikey Garcia. Not to say that Errol Spence isn't a knockout artist. He definitely is. But I'm saying when it comes to great fighters, you just don't run them over and knock them out like that. So against Shawn Porter, I don't see him just coming in and blazing Shawn Porter because, like I said, on the outside, Shawn Porter is very fast and explosive. So it's going to be a fight on the outside. And on the inside, Shawn Porter is a dog. So I'm not sure if Errol Spence is going to be able to get his full leverage if Shawn Porter decides to play some football and throw his head in there and kind of rumble and smother each other's punches the way he does. So like I said, it's going to be a tough fight. Right now, I'm giving an edge towards Errol Spence because I think he's more of a dangerous fighter as far as complete fighter. Okay, but I think the fight is going to be close. So let me know what you all think. I'm extremely excited about it. And like I said, look, this community, I want to give us some serious love. We've been growing extremely fast, and I get emails, I get IMs, and a lot of you guys make sure that I'm up on the latest news. So we're becoming a movement out here, man. So I appreciate it a lot. ShowBizz, the dope. Shawn Porter versus Errol Spence, September. I'm out. Huh.